Australian cycling is facing a mounting task to get more women on bikes in order to stay in touch with Britain's growing cycling empire. Following their leading 8 gold medal haul at the London Olympics in August, British cycling has continued to funnel a further £32 million into grassroots cycling this year, while also launching a 1 million more women on bikes campaign to tackle the far-reaching gender gap. And the pressure is now on Australia to shape up or face another British onslaught at the Rio Games.
It's the medals that people talk about, so Anna's gold in London was exceptional, but we need to work on the grassroots just the same as all of the other nations, and unless you've got a good base, you don't have a good top as well.
Despite Queenslander Anna Meares claiming Australia's only cycling gold at the Games, recent figures show just 16% of Cycling Queensland members are female, with an even lower number for elite riders.
Very high priority. Created a National Women's Commission to advance the cause, and we're doing the same in Queensland.
But despite strong efforts to boost female participation in the sport, cycling here at the Sleeman Sports Complex is still very much a boys' club.
It's a mostly guy affair. Yeah, it's a bit of a boys' club. Yeah.
Mostly guys, just only 1 or 2 girls.
Cycling's definitely male dominated. I've got a young daughter who's 16 and she will not get on the track.
In the under-17, in the girls usually race with the boys.
When my daughter started out as a 9-year-old, she was the only girl riding in the juniors with Balmoral at that stage. Now they've got a very good contingent, especially in the under-13 girls.
But without the excessive level of funding that backs British Cycling's campaign, coverage of women's cycling isn't strong enough to sustain the interest even Meares could generate, and it's that exposure women's cycling desperately craves.
Countries have found that the only way to improve your sport, to get it up to another level, is to spend the money on it, and unfortunately Australia lacks behind in that area and has done for quite a few years. We don't get a lot of exposure for our sporting athletes who do race overseas. I think if that was to filter down, you'd find that you'd probably get more involvement in the racing side of things.
But even for the most dedicated of fans, finding cycling on TV proves to be a difficult task.
Apart from like the World Championships and Olympics, I've never actually seen a podcast of women's professional cycling.
Oh yeah, the Olympics was really good with all the track, because you don't get to see that much track on TV.
I haven't seen too much of the women's road racing, but unfortunately it's not shown.
And coverage is pretty poor, and you've got to be pretty dedicated to sit up and stream it online.
At the Olympics, my favourite thing to watch was Anna Meares and Victoria Pemberton. That was really good when Anna won.
With Britain already announcing an increase of 63,000 women in the sport over the past 12 months, finding the next Anna Meares in Australia's comparatively shrinking talent pool could be down to nothing but luck. But for our second most medal lucrative Olympic sport, is that something we should be willing to gamble?
My girlfriend can ride, but she's not really a racer. Your girlfriend's not really a racer.
No, she's not really a rider.